In the grand pantheon of Roman emperors, some conquered through blood, some ruled with cruelty, but one man ruled with stone. Not the kind you break in war, but the kind you build into walls. His name was Hadrian, and behind his legacy of peace was a mind haunted by war, rebellion, and betrayal. Born in 76 AD in the shadow of Trajan's rising star, Publius Aelius Hadrianus wasn't supposed to be emperor. He was a Greek-speaking outsider from Hispania, a bookworm in an age of generals. But fate and political maneuvering had other plans. When Emperor Trajan lay dying in 117 AD, surrounded by uncertainty, Hadrian, his cousin's adopted son, was named heir. But here's the twist. The will that named Hadrian wasn't signed by Trajan. It was signed by his wife. Plot, convenience, or the first stroke in Hadrian's silent coup? The Senate was stunned. The army was divided, and Hadrian acted fast. He immediately executed for prominent senators, men who had opposed his rise. No trial, no debate, just imperial letters and sudden deaths. Rome's architect of peace began his rule by silencing dissent with surgical precision. But Hadrian wasn't like his predecessor Trajan, the conqueror. He had no taste for expanding borders. Instead, he pulled back. He abandoned Mesopotamia, humiliating Rome's recent victory in the east. Why? Hadrian wasn't weak. He was calculating. He knew that every mile Rome expanded cost blood, coin, and control. So he chose to build borders, not break them. He traveled more than any emperor before him, walking among his soldiers, living in frontier camps, inspecting temples and cities. And then came his greatest legacy, Hadrian's Wall. A monstrous stone serpent slicing across the wilds of northern Britannia, stretching 73 miles from coast to coast. It wasn't just a wall, it was a message. This is Rome. Beyond this lies the unknown. But walls don't stop rebellion, they delay it. In Judea, whispers of unrest turned into screams of resistance. The Bar Kokhba Revolt, one of the deadliest uprisings in Roman history. Hadrian had banned circumcision, an act viewed by Jews not as politics, but sacrilege. Then he announced a Roman colony atop the ruins of Jerusalem, renaming it Aelia Capitolina. What followed was a war so brutal, Rome tried to erase it from memory. Entire cities razed, over 500,000 Jews killed, entire Judean villages wiped from the map. Hadrian didn't just crush the rebellion, he erased a nation, and yet he called it peace. He stopped using the title imperator. He shaved his beard, the first emperor to do so, not for fashion, but for grief. He had lost his soul, and soon he would lose his mind. But Hadrian's darkest secrets had nothing to do with war. They were about a boy, a drowning, and a ghost that haunted him to his grave. Hadrian's victories were carved in marble, but his tragedies were carved in flesh. In 130 AD, on the banks of the Nile, A young Greek youth named Antinous slipped beneath dark waters and never surfaced. Hadrian's soul fractured that day. The man who drew peace lines on Earth found only chaos in his own heart. Here's the untold terror. Hadrian ordered the entire Egyptian cohort of his Praetorian Guard to scour the river's depths for weeks. No body, no closure. And when the search failed, he commanded that Antinous be deified, becoming the only mortal in Roman history to receive full divine honors, cities renamed in his honor, festivals held for his cult. Statues and altars across the empire reach a chilling reminder of a boy who died alone, and an emperor who refused to let him go. But deification couldn't fill the void. Hadrian grew obsessed. He walked his villa at Tivoli barefoot, speaking to Antinous as if the boy's spirit hovered at his side. He poured gold into oracles, demanding one final truth: show me his fate. The oracles answered with terrifying riddles, dreams of storms, betrayal, and shadows rising from the Nile. Meanwhile, whispers in Rome called him mad. Senators spoke of secret rituals in the moonlit garden, of midnight processions wearing Egyptian masks, of a fallen emperor dancing with ghosts, and paranoia took root. Hadrian's once loyal sister, his trusted aides, even his beloved wife Sabina, none escaped his suspicion. 5 more senators vanished in a single night, their bodies dumped outside the city gates. No notes, no witnesses, only echoes of their screams swallowed by the darkness. In 133 AD, the Senate dared to push back. They attempted to strip him of tribunician power, an unprecedented rebellion against the emperor's will. Hadrian responded not with armies, but with fear. He marched on Rome itself, banners flying, legions at his back. The Senate knelt. The attempt was quashed. And in that moment, it became clear: peace ruled by fear is no peace at all. By 138 AD, Hadrian's health was failing. His temples ached, his gait faltered, and his mind, once a brilliant crucible of ideas, flickered like a dying lamp. In his final hours, he summoned the new heir he'd picked on Antinous Pius and uttered a chilling warning: guard the empire, but guard your heart more. And then his eyes closed. No tomb grander than his villa's library. No public mourning more lavish than the tears he had shed for Antinous. Rome declared him the restorer of the world, the architect of peace. But the walls he built and the souls he shattered remained. Hadrian's wall still stands today, stone upon stone, a testament to boundaries drawn by a man who feared both the barbarians beyond and the demons within. This was the emperor who built his peace on blood, obsession, and the ghosts of the dead. Next time on Lost Chapters, we journey to the frozen frontiers of Britannia, where Hadrian's wall guards more than just an empire's edge. It guards a secret that still waits to be unearthed.